Hello everyone. Today I'm doing a video on the effects of stress and also again about our heart because I am a nurse who connects people to their hearts. I am a holistic cardiology nurse practitioner, and for over 20 some years I've been connecting people to their hearts. So what does stress have to do with all this? Today we're going to talk about two types of stress. The first type of stressors are the ones that affect us and that we have some sort of control over. And by that I mean stress of finances, stress of working, stress of everyday life, of families. The list goes on and on and on. And these are things that affect us. And if they go unmanaged and unrecognized, they lead to physical illness. It may not happen right away. It could be a month, years. It's going to happen at some point. And the second type of stressors that I want to talk about today are those that we have no control over. A car accident, an automobile accident, a freak accident, something falls on you or something goes on that you have no control over with an accident. Illness, a sudden illness, an acute illness that requires surgery. Say it's appendicitis, it's a spleen, it's the intestines, it doesn't matter what it is. And I'm also going to include cancer in this because cancer sometimes involves surgery, chemotherapy. There's different modalities that it involves, which also puts stress on the body. So when our body is under stress, it affects our immune system. And when it affects our immune system, it affects our ability to fight infection. When we're under stress of everyday life, if that's not recognized and managed, it affects the hormones in our body. We start to secrete stress hormones, which means we don't properly digest food, our heart beats faster, our heart rate goes up, we breathe faster, we don't get as much oxygen and nourishment going to all our cells. And if you've heard any of my videos before about our heart being a superpower, and I truly believe this, one of the reasons our heart is a superpower is because it sustains life. It sends nourishment through the blood, oxygen to all the cells, all the organs in the body. I did do a previous video on our heart is a superpower, and you're welcome to look that up on YouTube. My channel is Create Your Space of Well-Being, which I am in the process of building now, and would like to get some subscribers if this interests you, and also my Facebook page, Wellbeing by Teresa. You're welcome to look at previous videos. So getting back to the stress. The stress hormones do exactly what I just spoke about. Also, your body secretes a lot of cortisol in response to the stress. And when it secretes a lot of cortisol, initially it's a good thing. It actually helps with immunity. But if we don't manage the stress, eventually that cortisol runs out. And when it does, it has to borrow from other organs and other hormones. And one of the things it does is it borrows from the sex hormones. It's called a steal. It borrows from estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. So that's one thing that happens. Also, what happens is the body holds on to every calorie, every ounce of fat and sugar. So you have more trouble losing weight because your body thinks that it's in danger, that it's starving, and holds on to everything. And besides that, your pancreas has to work harder because now your blood sugar is staying high. It's to try to protect the body from this danger, but at the same time, because our body's really not in danger at the time, the sugar that we hold on to makes our pancreas work harder to try to lower those blood sugar levels Over time, this causes diabetes, the type 2 diabetes that most adults have. It also causes our heart rate to be increased, which can affect over time the muscle of the heart and causes our blood pressure to also go up. Food gets shunted away from the stomach, so over time that can contribute to ulcers, abdominal pain, and whatnot. So that's the first type of stress that we encounter, is the stress that if it goes unchecked and unmanaged, it creates these problems within our body. And then there's the second type of stress, and this has to do with something we have no control over. This has to do with stress that hits us suddenly, either from an accident, automobile or freak accident, from a sudden illness, from surgery, anything acute, and from cancer. And what happens then is the body gets attacked from the outside, and a lot of stress is now put on our organs. And it's called, the term in medical terms is organ reserve. And that's how far can your body be stretched, these organs, how much can they be asked to go above and beyond their normal everyday life, normal everyday functioning and call of duty before things break down. And again, immunity plays a part in that. So the stronger that you are, immune-wise and physical-wise, the better chance you have of overcoming these assaults that happen to the body. And you may have seen people or know people that have been in car accidents, that have cancers, that seem to recover very quickly. And then there's people that seem to take longer to recover. And again, that all has to do with the stress on the body. So, number one, how do we manage stress? Well, we manage stress, I believe, internally through the connection to our heart. If we could connect to our heart, if we could boost our immunity through living through our heart with compassion, with resilience, with gratitude, and with forgiveness, then we are building our natural immunity. The second thing is when we connect to our heart, we're in a state of peace and calm. And that peace and calm comes directly from the vagus nerve. And the heart connects directly to the vagus nerve, because the vagus nerve, which is part of our sympathetic nervous system, which turns off the stress hormones, starts in our stomach and goes all the way up to our third eye or our pineal gland. And when we're put in that state of peace and calm and the hormones, the stress hormones are turned off, then our body has a chance to be in balance or homeostasis. This helps us because when you look at things that we can't control, such as, how much organ reserve our body, I'm sorry, what I meant to say was the stressors from the outside, like a sudden illness, an accident, a freak accident, an automobile, whatever, or cancer, our body is assaulted from the outside, and we really don't have control over that. But, as I said before, if our physical body is more in balance, has better immunity, and is overall physically stronger, then our organs have more reserve to be able to fight off these horrific assaults from outside of us that we literally have no control over. So what it really comes down to altogether is managing stress. And I already talked about changing that inner landscape, because a lot of times it's easier to change things inside ourselves than it is from the outside. And the two things that I really believe also help us a great deal are meditation and yoga nidra. Meditation is really just sitting quietly with yourself That's all it is not letting thoughts affect us. We're human beings and we have to think. And in my experience with over 20 years of study in these fields is it's really impossible to turn off your mind. We are humans and we do think. So don't worry about turning off your thoughts. Just don't let the thoughts affect you. Think of them as clouds passing by in the sky. Thank your thoughts for being there, but don't dwell on them. And the second thing is Yoga Nidra, and you can find out more about Yoga Nidra on YouTube. What it is basically a full yoga relaxation. It's a practice that relaxes the entire body and allows the body to return to homeostasis. If you're interested in that, you could check on YouTube to find videos about Yoga Nidra and classes on Yoga Nidra. So to sum it up, if we can control stress, we can control the assault that it has on our physical body. And by connecting to our heart with gratitude, with forgiveness, with resilience, and with compassion, we could live in a state of inner peace, turn off the stress hormones, and be less likely to have stress affect us because, number one, we're managing it, and number two, we are also helping to build our immunity. I thank you for joining me today. If you want to know more and this topic interests you, feel free to visit my YouTube channel, which is which is Create Your Space of Well-Being. I'm also on Instagram, which is well_being_gal at well-being at well_being_gal. And my Facebook page, which is Well-Being by Teresa. At some point, I would like to get everything under one umbrella, and I need to work that out technically on social media. I also wrote a book called Heal Your Heart from Within, which is available on Amazon.com, BalboaPress.com, and is also available through BarnesandNoble.com. So thank you for joining me today, and please leave any comments. If you'd like, please leave any comments, and I will be doing more videos. Have a good day.